Welcome to today's video as of recording of this Friday, TGIF, very special Friday, June 13th, Friday the 13th. Is it our first Friday the 13th for 2025? I was wrong about Suncoast Video. Or should I say Suncoast Motion Picture Company. I always revert to it as Suncoast Video, but technical. Suncoast Motion Picture Company. Might hear another Suncoast video from me though. Brookfield Square, located Brookfield, Wisconsin, is the home of the Suncoast Video I've been to, shopped at, visited the most. Actually pretty good turnout for a Friday night. I mean, look at all the cars. Because this is all restaurants, I mean, the mall has completely changed. They leveled Boston store right here. I always get that Back to the Future vibe right here where you know, again, we're in Wisconsin, where Marty comes running down here and you kind of get the go left, go right. This always reminds me of Back to the Future. Kind of showing up Brookfield Square. I get a better look right here. Kind of see it right here. Kind of their newer logo, early 2000s is kind of went with it. Now, if you're familiar with Suncoast Motion Picture Company, see, I said it right that time. These should look familiar to you. If you've never shopped there before, you've probably shopped similar, because what was at this store is spread out into so many places, and I guess that's what kind of pushes me when I'm doing videos. That everything that I found here, you know, coming here on the weekend, you know, finding that, you know, in 2025. But this was a very special store. A couple of shots inside of Suncoast, where basically whatever you couldn't find at other places, like Walmart, like Best Buy, like Circuit City, a store that I wish we could go to Circuit City. There's always those couple of things. Sam Goody, Camelot Music, maybe what's the other one? The Exclusive Company might have had, like, you know, like the singles when it came to music. It was easier to find that kind of stuff there. You'd pay a little bit more. Same with Suncoast. You would pay a little bit more, but they had things that nobody else had. And yeah, to this day, I wish, you know, we could just step foot through there and check it out. 11-12 months ago, went into Barnes & Noble, stumbled across something that took me right to Suncoast. In this area is exactly, you know, pretty close to what we would have saw. I've been to so many other Barnes in the last year. I have not seen anything like this, and I think it's very unique that this mall still has that vibe, still has that Suncoast Video, Suncoast Motion Picture vibe at this Barnes & Noble. Oh, and they got the Star Wars right here in the front too, so you know, you really got to kind of venture out when it comes to Barnes & Noble. Every one of them that I've been to is different, but they have a designated area. I mean, there's some good stuff, you know, walking in, and stuff you're not going to find anywhere else. But we get over in the back here, it is just like early 2000s, late 90s from what's over here. I'd say that the second floor, mostly books, and there's some toys up there, but it's book heavy. Obviously Barnes & Noble is, you know, originally books. That's how Amazon started out. You know, they were selling books, and then look at what Amazon has turned into. Kind of the same thing with Barnes & Noble. Look what Barnes & Noble is turning into with the CDs, the DVDs. Kind of begin the sample area here, and then a bunch of collectibles over here. And that's what Suncoast was. And we were literally here less than a week ago. Check out the same stuff here. Career opportunities. You ever see this? This is great. See, this is what I'm talking about. They spend the night in Target. Where are you gonna find career opportunities brand new? Johnny Be Good, Crybaby. There's stuff here that you're not gonna find anywhere, and that's why I come back here. Oh my gosh, Running Scared. What a classic movie. I don't know what this was, you know, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, because I never came to this side. But I mean, I'm sure it was more CDs, there was more music at one point. But with the collectibles over here kind of venturing out, it has that vibe. It has that, you know, that pop culture, collectible vibe, and still carrying a lot of CDs, DVDs that, you know, a lot of the other places aren't. I didn't even know this was out. I mean, I remember seeing the preview for it. I didn't really think much of it, but it's already on DVD. Elvira, I mean, just total 80s. My dad loved the Marx Brothers, and, you know, Father's Day a few days away, he had a Marx Brothers poster, like movie poster. Can't think of which one it was, but yeah, right in the dining room. Actually, it was Animal Crackers. Now that I'm looking at this, Animal Crackers movie poster. The Stain. I mean, we picked a really good time to Cary Grant, Tommy Boy, to stop by here, because there is just classic nostalgia, isn't it? I'm sure that it's priced a little bit more here. I mean, you could probably get it cheaper. Amazon, considering, you know, Amazon would be like Walmart back then, but just to walk up and just see something new from the Beatles, like the whole area here, you're not gonna see this anywhere else. It is so cool. Disco Legos. Oh, the Outsiders. Saw this in the drive-in with my mom and my stepdad, like 83, 84. When is this from? 80, I think it was 84. And I know we're going back really far here, but I mean, my dad had every Beatles album. I have them now. I haven't actually looked at it, but I have all of these. It's funny. And I'm like blown away looking at these when they're in my basement. Only album I don't have now is the actual Yellow Submarine album, because all of those songs were spread out on other Beatle albums. But yeah, they had a couple of movies, A Hard Day's Night, yeah, Beatles 65. Actually missed that the last time we were here, because we were looking at some records, and I went right to here saying that this was my favorite Beatles movie that would have been at Suncoast. And then I went through these and, you know, found out the albums, but they had that whole display on the end. So yeah, completely missed that. Didn't even see that last time. I mean, you're not gonna find these anywhere, you know, like in this amount of area. I just Lost Boys again, the Outsiders. It's crazy what they have. How about Spaceballs, like, coming back? My buddy Mike and Bad Guy Mike and Zodrider just did a live stream. I'll have a link in the description if you're interested in getting hyped about the new Spaceballs, which I think is going to be exclusively on Amazon. Going through some CDs over here on the back. I'm sure they had like listening stations at one point, and that's probably why, you know, these were kind of separated the way that they are. But those have been removed. Is that Neil Diamond? And then collectibles and toys at the end, and like all of this entire area is Suncoast. This is what Suncoast Motion Picture Company was, and there actually is, because there is still another store that's still open, but for the most part, this is what you would experience. Maybe a little bit more clothing, a little bit of apparel, but yeah, everything we're looking at would have been inside of Suncoast. And this is one of my favorite Funko Pop figures. I've always kind of debated, should I pick him up because I have this comic, and it's just kind of a B story, but it's just cool to see like Superman in the gray and the black, and now they have a Funko Pop figure to resemble that. I mean, look at Naked Gun from Police Squad, the classic. And it's got a tin. I was wrong about Suncoast. I'm gonna kind of correct myself on that. Where Suncoast once resided at this mall, I have been pointing out the wrong location this entire time. I have been wrong stating that this was where Suncoast was, and in fact it wasn't. Oh my gosh, look at the Joker. See, this is what I'm talking about. You wouldn't find this anywhere. I did see him here a few months back, and I thought that somebody bought it, but maybe they just, you know, kind of just changed things around. Here's like the first scene of Batman from Batman '89, when he's just kind of coming down on top of the rooftop. The Joker, when he's selling that bogus product right there. Love that Joker. Joker on the beach. Very cool. I didn't buy a lot from Suncoast, but I sure had fun just kind of wandering around and checking it out. Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack here. You know what? This is probably one of the best soundtracks. I mean, just look at some of the artists here. You gotta give it to them. That they got the music right in these movies. Oh wait, what is this now? It's a cassette tape? Is it actually a tape? It is. what did they call it? Okay, so the Awesome Mix Volume 3. Like at $19.99. This is what I'm talking about. Like these were the prices back then, and I like that they're still like maintaining it now. Now there was 3 staple stores at this mall. One of them J.C. Penney's right in the middle, and then Sears department store all the way on the end, which got completely revamped, and now it's a movie theater and like an indoor kind of amusement park type. And then behind me on the other side was where Boston store is, and that has been completely removed. So down on the Sears side, I always thought that this was Suncoast Motion Picture Company, WSC, Wisconsin Sports Card Shop, and I guess it was a Payless Shoes. I thought that the glass here, that this was Suncoast, and I was informed, and the last time we were here, that this was Payless Shoes. So I was just talking to the associate here, and it was in fact a Payless Shoes. I thought, it's so hard to remember, to pinpoint, 25 years ago. It's just like, it was this, the thing with Suncoast was so much darker. But I thought this was Suncoast Video. It was a Payless Shoes. But they have a ton of cool sports memorabilia. If you're ever in the area, definitely check it out. A lot of heavy Packer Brewer stuff, but hey, you'll see Jordan and Kobe. Days of collecting sports stuff is pretty much over with me, but I just it comes down to like where am I gonna put stuff. But I have a lot of autographs. I had a lot of jerseys back in the day. But yeah, if I find something, I'd be interested. But something like putting up a autographed jersey on the wall, probably not anymore. But maybe a throw. They do have some really cool movie posters here. So yeah, Framed, Colossus, the Ninja Turtles. I remember going to the movies and seeing like Coming Soon, and like, oh my gosh, they're not only doing a Ninja Turtle movie, but it's a live action. Like, it's actual actors, it's not a cartoon. And not bad, it's about $39.99. You get the frame, you get the print, E.T. Not bad. It's Office Space, one of my favorite comedies. Actually, I might have to pick up something one of these days. Just find the right picture. This would look great though. I really like that. Love looking at some of the old logos, like the old Denver Broncos. You kind of see how the helmets have changed now. You see it's not as shiny. It's like a matte finish compared to how shiny that Bears helmet is. Really something else, isn't it? Seeing just full-size helmets. How cool would that have been? To have a full size. I had the smaller helmet. I had an autographed like mini helmet, but full size. Yeah, this was right up my alley. So this was the size that I still have a few, but and they have a nice case for some of them. But these were the helmets I would have had in the 90s. Also a few movie pictures over here too. They have the Batman Returns, Friday, The Wedding Crashers. The NFL Draft was in Green Bay, so yeah, pretty cool. Hard to remember. I wish my memory was like, where was KB Toys? Where was even Champs? Like Champs Sports, I swear it was one of these, but it might have been on the other end, because now I'm like, I get kind of lost on what stores were what, because they probably changed like the outside look of it. But I just thought the way that glass was, that was Suncoast, because Suncoast had a bunch of, you could see like, there was this bunch of curb appeal, as if you will, that would kind of draw you in there. But no, it was on the other end of the mall. I'm confirming that Suncoast was down this direction, and I'm gonna try my best to place on this side which storefront it was. This should scare shoplifters to have the security guard right here. It's like he's watching you. I am convinced it was either Bath and Body Works, the White Barn, or the Loft, and I am really leaning towards, I just want to get these people in the shot, that it was the Loft, because Boston store would have been like right there. It was by Boston store, but it wasn't like all the way down that direction. I think this was it. This might be it. It had to have some size to it. This seems really big. Bath and Body Works is a very real possibility, but might be here. I know that it wasn't after this turn, but it was close to this. Now it's starting to come back to me, but it still might be a couple down. I'm guessing it's the loft. You know, this seems so skinny. It's really hard to pinpoint now, but it could be this. You have the glass in the front. Maurice's looks too big. Bath & Body Works would have been here. I mean, that would have been here for the last 20 plus years. This might have been it. I just don't remember it being this skinny. There was just so much stuff in there, but if anybody has been to Brookfield Square and remember this, let me know. They did have the best Hallmark store that I've ever been to, and it's a shame to see. I mean, look at the size of this. It's a shame to see this one gone. They had so much good stuff here. And right here would have been the entrance to Boston store, and now it's absolutely nothing. And we were here when they were taking the building down. So this was established, and it was still like the old building was ahead of me, and now it is just empty. And I'm sure they're gonna do some kind of maybe restaurants, maybe high-end apartments. But somewhere down on this side was Suncoast Video Boston store I'm standing in, and it was one of those. It's just hard to pinpoint, and it might have been smaller than I actually thought. I kind of think it was that last one, but there's a little bit of Suncoast in pretty much everywhere we stop, and I think that's what kind of pushes me. Still have some of that old mall tile right here. It's crazy. And the elements. Never noticed that. The lights on. Walk through the gravel. I actually parked on this side. Just wanted to go up the old Boston store. Wonder what they're gonna do. Friday the 13th. It's just such a good, eerie, like how cloudy it is. Like it's so fitting for it. Just to kind of come back to a big pothole right here. It was right in there. Kind of a dead mall, but there's light at the end of the tunnel here. There's big things happening. We're gonna be back here in about 2 weeks to check out something very special, and I kind of hinted at that the last time we were here, but we'll be back to get a little more of the Suncoast feel, the nostalgia, the stuff we're missing. And it's gonna be here, I think the 22nd and 23rd, 21st and 22nd. So it's a Saturday and Sunday. We're gonna make one of those days. In its heyday, I mean, we're talking Champs, Foot Locker, KB Toys, Borders, Suncoast, and it's hard to pinpoint exactly. I mean, I thought that Suncoast was on the completely other end of the mall. Like it's hard to just say, oh, here's where KB Toys was. You know, the more time that goes by, it's becoming harder and harder. And I think that some stores like Champs actually moved a few times, kind of downsized. Like Champs in the 90s was huge. I think it's not as big as it used to be. I think it just depends if you're looking for a specific thing. I think they had more, back when those like starter jackets were popular. So everything has changed. Then they kind of remodel, and then you just lose your whole sense. Like, where were these stores? And it was on that end. It was one of those, and I'm pretty confident it was that last one. It might not have been as big of a store as I thought, size-wise. Friday the 13th with guess who? Mr. West. I was kind of hoping we were going to go to Portillo's.
West.
I think we're getting Culverized West. I wanted like a chili dog, but I think it's too late to. It's Culver's. How was your Friday the 13th, Kelly?
Long.
Kind of an ugly day. This is the weirdest thing, but a lot of people were at Brookfield Square.
It's only 64. It's crazy.
So you have this gentleman out here taking orders. We don't like this. We like to go up where we can see the menu, but he's like before it. So you gotta like make a decision before you hit him. Kelly has almost had this car for a year. I don't know if it was how many Friday the 13th are there in a year? 1 or 2? I think just 2.
It depends.
Last October, She got into a little fender bender. September. I keep thinking October because I was at Spirit Halloween. And Kelly is, you know, got the Subaru. So yeah, Friday the 13th, kind of eerie day, isn't it? I was gonna wear my Michael Myers shirt, and I realized that's not Friday the 13th. Jason's Friday the 13th. Michael Myers is Halloween.
Everything on it except tomato.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make it a basket with cheese curds.
Of course. Any Rancho Manor for the
Ranch.
And the drink for you?
A Coke Zero with no ice.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then a single plain burger, no cheese.
Okay.
And that's gonna do it for today. Happy Friday the 13th to Mr. West. Hopefully this is a little better Friday the 13th than last time around. So there might have been one. What are you looking at, West? He's a licking machine tonight.
Stop.
Kelly ordered no ice, and they gave her ice.
Always.
Happy Friday the 13th. He's smiling. Kelly, look across. You see that ladder way up there?
Mm-hmm. That woman looked at us like she's never seen a dog.
She's probably watching me.
Doubtful.
Well, it's like, what is that guy doing?
Oh, I
I'm
forgot
zooming
what
in
they're
on this
building
ladder.
Over where the BP is. I forgot what they